I am a Rudy Poo candy ass.
Jaxson Dart, a one-year football player with the NFL. Last year, he was drafted into the NFL for the New York Giants and practically thrown to the wolves in his first season. And he had a pretty good season, aside from the 4 concussion evaluations they had last year, the hard hits he took. But honestly, this kid may actually be another Eli Manning, another quarterback who played for the New York Giants, who got them 2 Super Bowl rings. He was a quarterback on the way up, and I used the word was in the past tense because he made the decision to do something that could not end his football career, but put it in jeopardy. Jaxson Dart decided to advertise and appear in a rally introducing Donald Trump in a rally in New York State. And that's why I say his career could possibly be over. Not because of the 4 hits he took that may have given him concussions, although that should be it. Lord knows that football players who get concussed don't heal correctly, mentally or physically. But because he decided to advertise his political beliefs in public. We already saw what happens when NFL football players advertise their political beliefs publicly. Case in point, Colin Kaepernick. But this is different considering where we are in this country. If you support Trump, you get a pass if you go out representing your team and the NFL in the hopes that you can make political points. Jaxson Dart is a one-year NFL quarterback straight out of college. This will be his second season if he plays in the second season. He hasn't earned the right or the stripes to represent the Giants or any other football team in that kind of capacity. He hasn't earned what Eli Manning has earned, what other football quarterbacks of their cloth have earned. But more importantly, he has alienated the New York Giants, their fans, and the NFL, not to mention the citizens of New York, by advertising how much he's a fan of Donald Trump's. There's an unwritten rule in a locker room of any sports team, not just pro football, that you don't bring politics onto your team. That when you're playing on any team, the only thing that matters is the team. It isn't about color, it isn't about race, it isn't about political affiliations, just the team. And Jaxson Dart violated that. Case in point, one of his teammates, Abdul Carter, a defensive player on the Giants, didn't want to believe that this was real. Thought this shit was AI. What we doing, man? He writes on Twitter. Unfortunately, Abdul, it was real. He did do it. It did happen. And the fans of the New York Giants sounded off as well. Here are a few comments and posts from Twitter. As a lifelong avid Giants fan, I am beyond disappointed and flat out angry. Jaxson Dart has chosen to align himself with an unhinged, racist, criminal lunatic destroying our democracy. How is this going to go over with his teammates? This is a terrible look for the organization. You're absolutely right. It is a terrible look for the Giants. NFL fans are starting to leave the Giants. Case in point, another Twitter post. As a Giants fan, I will not root for them as long as Jaxson Dart is a QB. Sorry, this is a hard line and I will not ignore this. I will not support anyone that aligns with a pedophile and a racist and criminal that stole the presidency and continues to hurt this country. And then we go to some of these comments are getting a little extreme. Like this one, as a lifelong Giants fan, fuck Jaxson Dart. And even going so far as wishing ill on him. Bear with me, as I'm a fan. Bear with me, as I'm a fan of New York Giants fan. I hope Jaxson Dart has a career-ending injury. Mind you, I do not wish any ill on Jaxson. This kid, regardless of who he supports or why, I wish no ill on him, because that's petty. Wishing ill on the person because who they support as president, who they vote for. I just wish that many people out there wearing the MAGA hat will have the same kind of consideration about me, about who I voted for in the last 3 elections. Hillary in 16, Biden in 20, and Harris in 24. Unfortunately, that's not the case. After all 3 elections, MAGA has wished ill on me, has threatened to arrest me, has threatened me, has lied about me, etc., etc. But I did a video on that in the past, so I won't rehash all that. Now, Jaxson, your career may be hanging on the thread right now. You didn't make yourself look bad. You made the Giants look bad. You made New York look worse. Because whether you want to believe it or not, Donald Trump is not the most popular man in the world right now. Not just this country, but the world. One half of the nation is laughing at him. Another piece of the world is look at him like, what can I get out of him if I can stroke his ego? And others are saying, this guy is fucking nuts. And some are actually afraid of him. Not in the, I respect this man, afraid of him, but afraid of him that he's going to start a nuclear war. And you decided to represent your team in the NFL to link up with this man. Now, I mentioned Colin Kaepernick earlier. He took a stance, a silent knee during the national anthem during the last year, one of the last years of his time in the NFL. The protest against police brutality didn't do no harm. But everybody in the MAGA wanted him hanged, wanted him lynched, wanted him dead because he decided to take a silent knee, a silent protest against an issue in this country that was getting young Black Americans killed. And what was the response to it? Their response was that you know what, the N-word needs to be ousted. Donald Trump joined the craze by saying, "Get that son of a bitch out of here, he's fired, he's fired." Where's that same energy for Jaxson Dart? I'm not hearing it, and I'm not feeling it, only from certain people here or there. Where's the same energy for a man who hitched his wagon to the worst president in American history? Jaxson, I wish you no ill, but your football career is hanging on the thread, because by publicly supporting Donald Trump, pushing your team into this, you would have become nothing more than
a Rudy Poo candy ass.
CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.